an actor and you've done many, many things. Is it your dream to work with Steven Seagal?
Yeah. I was particularly annoyed. Some journalist told me on a junket that Steven Seagal, this journalist suddenly said, hey, what do you think of Steven Seagal saying you don't know how to punch?
Liam Neeson stands as one of cinema's most respected figures, transforming from Shakespearean theater actor to Hollywood action icon over 4 decades. The Northern Irish performer built his reputation on intense preparation, emotional authenticity, and unwavering professionalism. From his breakthrough in Schindler's List to his later career as an action hero in Taken, Neeson has consistently delivered powerful performances rooted in deep character understanding and methodical craft. But beneath his gentlemanly exterior lies an artist with exacting standards and little tolerance for unprofessional behavior. Throughout his distinguished career, Neeson's commitment to serious filmmaking has occasionally clashed with actors who brought different attitudes to the craft. These weren't simple personality conflicts or brief disagreements. Instead, they represented fundamental disputes about respect, preparation, and the sacred nature of storytelling. What makes these tensions particularly fascinating is that they often involve major Hollywood personalities who discovered that Neeson's quiet intensity masked an iron will. His theatrical background instilled in him a reverence for the collaborative process that some co-stars failed to appreciate. When actors disrupted his methodical approach or showed disrespect for the material, Neeson's legendary patience would reach its breaking point, creating memorable behind-the-scenes conflicts that revealed the passionate artist beneath his composed facade. 1. Mel Gibson. Liam Neeson's friendship with Mel Gibson dates back to their early Hollywood days, making their eventual falling out all the more painful. Their relationship began to deteriorate during the development of The Passion of the Christ in 2003, when Gibson initially approached Neeson to play Jesus Christ. Neeson's devout Catholic background made him a natural choice, but their creative discussions quickly revealed fundamental disagreements. The breaking point came when Neeson questioned certain theological interpretations in Gibson's script. As someone who took his faith seriously, Neeson wanted to ensure historical accuracy and respectful portrayal of religious figures. Gibson reportedly became defensive, dismissing Neeson's concerns as intellectual overthinking. Their conversation grew heated when Neeson suggested consulting biblical scholars for script revisions. Producer Steve McAvity later revealed the tension between the two actors during pre-production meetings. Liam approached the material with scholarly reverence, McAvity recalled. Mel saw any questioning as an attack on his vision. The final straw came when Gibson made controversial statements about religious topics that Neeson found deeply offensive to his personal beliefs. Neeson ultimately walked away from the project, later stating in interviews that he could not support material he felt was divisive. Their friendship never recovered, with industry insiders noting that both men actively avoided each other at subsequent events. The conflict represented more than creative differences. It highlighted the challenge of maintaining relationships when personal values clash with professional opportunities. 2. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's brief encounter with Liam Neeson during the 1990s action film boom created one of Hollywood's most talked-about feuds. Their paths crossed during casting discussions for several action projects, where Seagal's notorious ego immediately clashed with Neeson's grounded professionalism. The conflict began when both actors were considered for competing martial arts films, with Seagal dismissing Neeson's action credentials. The tension escalated at an industry party where Seagal reportedly challenged Neeson's legitimacy as an action star. Liam does Shakespeare, not real fighting, Seagal allegedly told producer Joel Silver within earshot of multiple witnesses. Neeson, who had trained extensively in boxing and martial arts for his roles, took exception to Seagal's dismissive attitude. Stunt coordinator Vic Armstrong witnessed their confrontation at a Beverly Hills restaurant in 1995. Steven started bragging about his martial arts background, implying that Liam was just an actor playing pretend, Armstrong later revealed. Liam stayed calm, but you could see the fire in his eyes. The situation worsened when Seagull made condescending remarks about Neeson's European training methods. Neeson's response was measured but devastating. He reportedly told Seagull, "Steven, there's a difference between being a martial artist and being an actor. You might want to learn the latter." Their mutual dislike became legendary in action film circles, with directors deliberately avoiding casting them in similar projects. The feud highlighted the clash between authentic artistry and manufactured celebrity personas. 3. Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's collaboration with Liam Neeson on several potential projects never materialized due to their fundamental disagreements about acting methodology. Their conflict began during the casting process for Master and Commander, when both actors were considered for different roles. Crowe's intense method acting preparation clashed with Neeson's more measured approach to character development. The tension became apparent during script readings when Crowe insisted on staying in character between takes and expected other actors to do the same. Neeson, who preferred to separate his personal identity from his roles, found Crowe's approach disruptive and unnecessary. "Russell wants to live the character 24 hours a day," cinematographer Russell Boyd observed. "Liam believes in deep preparation but maintains professional boundaries." Their philosophical divide deepened when Crowe criticized Neeson's technique in front of other cast members during a workshop session. Crowe suggested that Neeson's classical training made him too controlled for authentic emotional moments. Neeson's response was swift and pointed. "Russell, acting is about serving the story, not feeding your ego." The final confrontation occurred during a dinner meeting with director Peter Weir, where Crowe questioned Neeson's commitment to the role's physical demands. Neeson walked out of the restaurant, later telling his agent that he couldn't work with someone who confused intensity with unprofessionalism. Industry veterans noted that both men possessed strong personalities, but their approaches to the craft proved incompatible, leading to years of mutual avoidance in Hollywood circles. 4. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's attempt to cast Liam Neeson in his ambitious historical epic Dances with Wolves sequel created an unexpected clash between two seemingly compatible professionals. Costner, riding high on his Oscar success, approached Neeson with a complex role that required extensive horseback training and Native American cultural immersion. Initially excited by the project, Neeson's enthusiasm quickly soured when he discovered Costner's controlling directorial style. The conflict began during pre-production, when Costner insisted on approving every aspect of Neeson's character preparation, from dialect coaching to costume fittings. Neeson, accustomed to collaborative creative relationships, felt micromanaged and artistically stifled. Kevin wanted to control not just the performance but the entire process leading up to it, dialect coach Tim Monick later revealed. Their disagreement reached a boiling point when Costner demanded that Neeson live on location for 3 months before filming began, staying in character and avoiding contact with modern conveniences. Neeson viewed this as theatrical excess rather than necessary preparation. "I'm an actor, not a historical reenactor," Neeson reportedly told Costner during a heated phone conversation. The final break came when Costner threatened to replace Neeson if he didn't commit to the extended preparation period. Neeson's response was characteristically direct. "Kevin, you're confusing dedication with obsession." He withdrew from the project the following day, later stating that some directors mistake control for vision. Their professional relationship never recovered, with both men acknowledging that their creative philosophies were fundamentally incompatible for collaborative work. 5. John Travolta. John Travolta's interaction with Liam Neeson during the casting process for Battlefield Earth revealed a clash between serious artistry and commercial celebrity culture. Travolta, at the height of his Pulp Fiction comeback, approached Neeson about joining his passion project, based on L. Ron Hubbard's science fiction novel. Neeson's initial interest quickly turned to dismay when he realized the project's true nature. The conflict began when Travolta couldn't clearly articulate the character's motivation or the film's central themes during their script meeting. Neeson, who always insisted on understanding a character's psychological foundation, found Travolta's explanations vague and unsatisfying. John kept talking about the project's commercial potential rather than its artistic merit, casting director Molly Finn later recalled. Their philosophical divide became apparent when Neeson questioned certain scientific and logical inconsistencies in the script. Travolta dismissed these concerns, suggesting that audiences wouldn't notice such details. Neeson's response was sharp. "John, if we don't believe in the material, how can we expect audiences to?" The conversation grew tense when Travolta implied that Neeson was overthinking a simple entertainment project. The final straw came when Travolta offered Neeson a significant financial incentive to overlook his creative concerns. Neeson found this approach insulting to his artistic integrity, telling Travolta that money couldn't compensate for poor material. He left the meeting immediately, later telling friends that some actors lose sight of why they started acting. Their brief interaction highlighted the gulf between performers who view acting as art versus those who see it primarily as business. 6. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage's notorious working methods created immediate friction with Liam Neeson during their brief collaboration on an unmade thriller in the late 1990s. Cage's unpredictable behavior and extreme character preparation techniques clashed dramatically with Neeson's disciplined approach to filmmaking. Their conflict began during the first table read when Cage arrived in partial costume and refused to break character during breaks. The tension escalated when Cage insisted on researching his role by spending nights in actual dangerous neighborhoods, expecting Neeson to join him for authentic experience. Neeson, who believed in thorough preparation within reasonable boundaries, found Cage's methods unnecessarily risky and theatrical. Nicolas wanted to live dangerously to understand danger. Production assistant Sarah Kim observed, "Liam thought this was foolish and unprofessional." Their fundamental disagreement reached its peak when Cage suggested improvising entirely new scenes based on his character research, completely abandoning the script. Neeson, who respected the writer's work and believed in honoring the original material, strongly objected to Cage's cavalier attitude toward the screenplay. "Nicolas, we're not making this up as we go along," Neeson reportedly told him during a heated creative meeting. The final confrontation occurred when Cage brought live animals to the set for a scene that didn't require them, claiming they helped him connect with his character's primal instincts. Neeson walked off the set, later telling the director he couldn't work with someone who confused eccentricity with authenticity. These conflicts reveal Liam Neeson's unwavering commitment to artistic integrity and professional respect. His clashes with these actors highlighted the importance of shared values in collaborative filmmaking. When egos overshadow craft, even the most patient professionals reach their limits. Subscribe to discover more behind-the-scenes Hollywood tensions and creative battles.